Well, it's the second day of World's Groups with coverage presented by Mobalytics. I'm joined right now by Peter paying himself after what was a very confident, methodical, easy step-by-step victory over Flash Wolves. Would you describe it that way?
Yeah, that was just so easy. That was the freest win of our lives. Brought to you by Mobalytics.
There you go. There you go. Okay, so let's talk about that game because I think everybody's like even Kelsey Moser, who loves to discount NA, she was saying, NA could get a 3-0 today. It'll be easy. And then we get in that game and just weird shit starts happening. Why did all that go down?
Well, Flash Wolves just executed really well. I think their comp early, they can one-shot really easily. And if you get hit by Sedge ulti, then you're going to get Varus ulted and then Taric stunned. And then Sedge will hit her E. So I feel like we just got caught a lot by that. And it was really stupid of us, but we fell really far behind early. And then in the middle of the game, I think all of us just realized how far behind we were. And we were just like, yeah, we definitely can never fight them for the next 10 minutes. So let's just go for trades and go for basically stalling them out and making sure that they can't get what they want. And I think we did a really good job doing that. That's something that 2016 TSM would never be able to do, is just play a controlled game from behind. Yeah. But yeah, when the game got to 50 minutes and all the inhibs were open and there was Elder and Baron coming up and stuff, that just comes down to split-second decision-making and team fighting. There's just multiple moments in that game where either team could have won, and it just came down to those small decisions from the players.
I was going to ask, would you guys have lost that game last year at Worlds? And you kind of mentioned this with 2016 TSM wouldn't have been able to do this, but same game last year at Worlds, does TSM lose that?
Yeah, we would have just gotten stomped if it was last year TSM. Last year, I think we relied on getting early leads to win, and now I think we're so much more flexible of a team. We can stomp when we're ahead, and we can come back from when we're behind, and that's what I think one of the things that makes us really scary, and people praise us really highly for that. But yeah, hopefully we don't derail that hype train.
The hype train is back again. I don't understand how it happens every year.
Every year for some reason. I don't understand.
Yeah.
It's the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expect different results. Yeah.
Okay, so yesterday I'm interviewing Gorilla, and he said that part of the reason he believes in you guys, he's like, I like to believe in TSM, but he also said our sensor is broken, and you're really good. So that's why he thinks you guys can actually go far in this tournament. Do you think that's a fair statement?
I think I'm okay. And yeah, our instance is pretty broken. That's why you see it every game, almost every game. I don't know. I think I'm definitely better than I was last year. Yeah. But that game, I don't know if that was a good game to show it. I just need to keep playing consistently. Even after that game, I was so nervous. After the game, my hands was just shaking super hard. You'd think that after playing for 7 years, I wouldn't get shakes after a game, but yeah, playing on the world stage is really hard. Our opponents are really good, so we'll see.
Well, I think 7 years of fans watching NA at Worlds, and they're still getting shakes as well. Yeah. You're shaking, everybody else is shaking. Yeah. It's dear God. Now, what do you think of coming to China? Have you had any interesting interactions with fans, or what do you think of the Chinese fans? Because I have noticed that there are a lot of people, and that, there was a shot before, as you guys are in Champ Select, they show somebody in the audience, and she's just holding a trash can. And there's a lot of people, I was walking around, and there's a fan up that saw me, and I don't think he knew who I was, but he was I said, he was saying hi, and I said, what favorite teams do you use? They're Team We, or Team WE. And then I'm like, okay, that's cool. Anybody else? And he's like, TSM. And I was like, okay, TSM versus WE, who wins? And he didn't understand it, but he just looked at me and was like, double lift. TSM or WE? Because they play.
Double lift.
So it's a great answer. But do you feel do you enjoy being in China from a fan perspective?
Yeah, dude, the fans are super nice here. They're so passionate. I don't think I've ever had that kind of experience outside of NA, actually, where there's just so many fans, first off, and you'll just go anywhere around our hotel or even inside of our hotel, and there's just fans, in the halls and stuff, and they're going crazy because they see you and they want your photo and signature, and I think that's normal. But the fangirls, there's a lot of them, and they're super nice. They bring you gifts. Yeah. They're super sweet, and I don't even speak Chinese, so they do their best to speak English, even though they're probably not very comfortable doing that.
Are they as nice as Bonnie?
No, they're not as nice as Bonnie, obviously. But there's a lot of. I was just surprised. I'm because at NA, it's maybe 80-20 or something like that in terms of fan distribution. But I remember last year at Worlds after we lost, I had a particular experience with a Chinese fan. If you're out there somewhere, I love you. But it was a guy, after we lost, I was feeling really sad. I was like depressed in the hotel lobby, and I was just getting a drink. And so I'm in the lobby, and he comes up to me, and he's like, and he had like a really thick accent, but he was super excited. He was like, "Don't worry, dude. Next year you'll do it. Like you'll get it." And he's like, "Never give up. Don't give up. Next year you'll get it." And I think he's obviously referring to the World Championship. So I was like, "Wow, this guy, he's so nice. Like it was so inspiring." So I took a little break, but I always in the spring split. But I always thought about his words. You know how he like believed in me even though I shit the bed in groups last year.
Yeah. There are a lot of people here. I will say, you know, I like to somewhat satirically, but also somewhat honestly, cheer a lot for North America on social media. And a lot of people just say, no, Double Lift's going to shit the bed like normal at an international tournament, or Double Lift always chokes or whatever. Do you feel any of that pressure, or do you feel like you have solved whatever issues you had before? I mean, what's going on that front?
I think as a fan, it's just like really easy to say that someone choked when really they're just bad, and because you're making an excuse for that person being like, well, he choked, but really he's like amazing and he would have done really well. I think last Worlds and most international tournaments, there's some games where I play badly, but I think for the most part, most of the games I'm playing at my level. But last Worlds I was just bad, and NA teams are generally just bad. Like just look at our results, and you can't be choking every single time, or else it's not really choking. So. Yeah, this year I think I'm a lot more competent, and even if I'm having a bad game, I think, well, hopefully I can pull it together and not have like a bad performance. But it's all about just being competent and not really worrying about like the pressures, not really thinking about like, oh, I'm playing good, I'm playing bad compared to my normal level. Just making sure your normal level is like really high. Yeah. So I'm just been working on that.
Are Flash Wolves your greatest opponent in your group, or are you more worried about either of the other two?
Man, I think Flash Wolves seemed really solid fundamentals. I think they're going to make it out of the group for sure. I don't know about us, but Flash Wolves seem really strong. WE, people tell me that they're either the best or the worst LPL team. So I don't really know what that means, but hopefully we catch them when they're being bad. And I'm really just cautious about WE because people say that at their best, they're the best LPL team. Yeah.
All right. Do you have anything? There are so many NA fans that, you know, have so much of a hope and belief in you, and apparently a lot of Korean fans that play for professional Korean teams at Worlds that are also have a lot of faith and hope in you guys. Is there anything that you want to say?
Just thank you guys for believing in us. Thanks for believing in me. I'm always surprised there's Double fans out there who hype me up and think I'm going to do well, because that gives me a lot of confidence, and I feel really good when my fans believe in me. So yeah, hopefully this Worlds I can make you guys proud, and we won't walk away with another sad ending.
Very good. Well, thank you so much for the interview, Double Lift. Excited to see what is in store for the rest of Worlds. For everyone else, you can check out the rest of our coverage of all things Worlds right here on my YouTube channel.
Brought to you by Mobalytics.